Well. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Mike and T. Royce here. What up, T?
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm doing much better.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, much better than I was. No eases today.
No.
It's kind of a calming feeling in the
A
studio.
little bit,
just in
yeah.
general, you know what I mean?
Just overall, yeah.
Yeah.
Very zen down here.
Ghost Travis help us out, get
Yep.
rolling, which we always appreciate. Thank you, Ghost Travis. I
Shout
understand
out.
he's under the weather. Does he have AIDS? The Rona?
Nope.
What's going on with him?
Nope. He thinks it's just a bit of the cold, I think.
Common cold? That still exists?
I don't think so, but that's just
He's
an
got the
excuse.
Rona.
He's definitely got the Rona.
Yeah.
That's
I
why he's
can
not
see
here.
it. Yeah. Poor guy. Anyway, I
Feel better.
Yeah, feel better for sure, Trav. We need you. We need to get him over here sooner than later.
Yeah,
it's always
later,
fun when
later than sooner at this point.
Yeah, right. Get
Be
better
bringing that
first.
shit around here,
Yeah,
man.
don't get us sick with the Rona. Leave your AIDS at home, sir. Anyway, I feel better. I went to the dentist yesterday. I went to a proper dentist.
Okay.
I had a listener feels very sorry for me reach out and offer to help.
Oh, that's very kind.
Yeah, and everyone heard my story about going to the university, Detroit. They were great.
Yeah.
The only problem is it's very time consuming.
Very.
And so I was talking to the dentist's office. This listener hooked me up with and was like, dude, let's get you going financially. We'll help a little bit and get you the right dentist. And I was like, okay, I can't pass that up. It's not free or anything, but it's a big help.
Sure.
And it's like,
Always nice to go to a professional, a licensed, certified professional.
you take for granted the idea of going in with an appointment time.
You take for granted, or you take for granted?
I take for granted.
Do you?
Granted.
Okay.
Fuck off, asshole. What are you, Dan Vogt?
I'm just curious what you were taking.
I gotta find a different word because I'm gonna screw it up now. No, you just take for granted the luxury of going in like, oh, I have a 10:30 appointment, and at 10:40 they see you, and at 10:45 they're in your mouth.
You can actually schedule a day around it.
Yeah, instead of, and they were telling me like, hey, the university's great and the kids are learning and they're good and all that, but a simple teeth cleaning can take you 5 hours.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, that's what
The old time versus money.
Yeah,
dilemma.
yeah, and that's exactly what she said. What is it worth, your
Yep.
time or whatever? And so I was able to go over there and get at least started. And so, boy, they had to grind down around my gums, and it was nasty last night. It didn't feel good, but
Never a good thing. I hate the dentist.
oh god, everybody hates the
I
dentist.
should go more, but
The good thing is dentists know that.
Yeah.
They know they're hated by everybody, but they're so necessary when you need them.
True.
Like, it sucks. Every bit of going to the dentist sucks, but boy, the relief they can provide
Oh yeah, I've had a
in your
few.
time of need.
Oh, and all of a sudden you start feeling it, and you're like, oh boy,
shit.
oh
This
shit.
is
And within 24 hours, you're just a disaster. Your head's gonna explode.
I know it's a cliche old, comedy bit, about them asking you questions when you're sitting there and goddamn shit in your mouth, you can't say a word. I know it's cliche, but what is that?
They do it.
What is that? She
Well,
actually
your
said to
shit's
me
always
yesterday.
in your mouth, so to have it's either dead silence, I guess, or
Yeah.
you just talk with a fucking finger in your mouth.
She's like, yesterday she said, I don't even remember what she said, but I had like full on,
Fish hooks.
like, dude, I had the biggest, blackest dildo in my mouth. I just crammed down my throat. And she's like, so, how was your Thanksgiving weekend? Don't answer that right now. And I'm like, well, at least she was the first dentist to go, don't answer that now. So what are you supposed to say? Like, all right, great.
Sit here and
Really?
think about your answer.
Yeah.
I'll
Like,
get back with you.
why are you asking me this right now? Don't ask me anything except unless it's like, does this hurt? Do you need more? Whatever.
Maybe that's part of the training too, of how and when to
Yeah.
speak to your client.
Yeah.
Patient.
Dude, I was numb from my temple to the bottom of my jaw
Okay.
for hours. I mean, just, it's
Were you
just
drooling?
awful. No, I wasn't drooling. But, then that stuff wore off and the pain of drilling out around your gums.
Come back
it's
to
just-
reality.
Yeah, it sucked. It sucked. So anyway, thank you so much to that listener. I won't identify him, but you know who you are.
Yeah.
And it was
Doing
it's-
God's work.
Doing God's work. It was tremendously helpful. And I got to go back tomorrow. Well, they do the crown fitting or whatever, and the mold for that, and then
Quite a process.
yeah, it is. But it's getting taken care of, and I'm so much better today than I was yesterday.
Good.
So yesterday we weren't here doing a show, and that's why. For the most
You were
part,
in no shape.
I was in no shape. No, I was in no condition. I actually got you gave me, what did you give me? Motrin last night?
Yeah.
You gave me like
Ibuprofen.
800 milligrams.
Yeah.
So I took 4 200 milligram ones. And,
Does a trick.
dude, I broke out in a rash.
Oh, really?
My legs, my face.
Oh, shit. Those were the wrong pills.
It's-
No, just kidding.
I don't know what it was, but it was like, oh, fuck, this sucks. And, but I weathered that and got through the night with some ibuprofen later on. Just some Tylenol, not ibuprofen, Tylenol, maybe something. I don't know.
Acetaminophen.
Acetaminophen, maybe. And that seemed to work too. And I slept through the night and then woke up and was like, oh, I feel like a new man. This is great.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
We'll see how you feel tomorrow after the next one. Hopefully that's not too bad.
I
They
don't
already
think
did all
that'll
the
be too
grinding
bad.
and everything.
Yeah, they did the groundwork to be able to do the rest of it. So that I think that was the hard part. I think that's where the pain is, but shouldn't be too bad. I'll let you know tomorrow how that goes. But
All right. Hey.
yeah. Anyway, rough day in Michigan yesterday.
It was.
Oh man, Oxford High School. Jesus. What is going on with these kids, man?
You know, it's
it
a
just
tragedy all the
bullying?
way around.
Is it- I hate to just blame guns. That's such the argument that pops up.
No, it's
You
not.
know what I
It
mean?
doesn't
It's
matter.
like blaming the Ford SUV and the
Exactly.
asshole that ran over
Exactly
a bunch
right.
of people. Like,
He could have made a bomb and gone in there. He could have gone in with a knife. Could have done anything. The gun was just what he used.
yeah.
That's reform is not the answer on that, and not necessarily what we're talking about. It's more of, I don't know, mental health issues.
They've
think, realistically.
They've identified the kid now.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised at some of this between the victims and the kids, since they're all being minors. I thought that might be a little more hush hush, or I don't know
Yeah.
exactly how that all works. I thought
Yeah,
they may
well-
not really come out with that, but
You know what's happening now is in these incidents where maybe the newspapers, the media properly won't identify them. The local community will, the students will. They'll go on social media
yeah,
and, give these long
blast on.
speeches about their friend who just died, which is what we would have done had we had social media at our, disposal. We just didn't have a way in school of reaching out to masses of people. But when the country's eyes are on something and those local community people are going, oh my God, my friend so-and-so was murdered, blah, blah, blah. And that's usually how this breaks, where you start identifying victims and the perp, the kid, and it always seems to follow this pattern. Either they're come from a severely broken home, like the kid down in Parkland, Florida,
Yeah,
and all the signs were there. And you read it after the fact, and it's like, well, if you couldn't stop this fucking shooting, how are you going to stop any of them? All the signs were there. This kid's posting about school shootings, wants to be remembered as a school shooter. This kid, Ethan Crumbly, and a lot of people will get pissed that you even saying his name. He's a 15-year-old kid, and you look at his picture, and he looks like the prime candidate for the kid that would have been bullied
yeah,
in school.
right.
The glasses, just a nerd little guy. A fourth kid died this morning, by the way.
I saw that. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a shame.
So, yeah, they announced also today that
He still hasn't talked or anything to give any
No.
sort of motive or explanation or anything.
parents
He lawyered
immediately
up.
hired lawyered up for him.
Good for them. So, I mean, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, shut up and
Lawyer up right away.
I don't know what that's going to do. They're going to charge him as an adult. They announced.
Probably, yeah. I would imagine.
He lives with his parents, James and Jennifer. Small little house in Oxford, typical. We're quite familiar with the Oxford area.
Yeah, definitely.
And those houses on the lake, up there from us. He lives just a couple miles from the school. He killed Tate Meyer, 16 years old, Hannah St. Juliana, 14, and 17-year-old Madison Baldwin. A fourth boy died, and I don't have his name. Justin Schilling. I'm sorry.
That was the kid that died today.
Yeah, the one that died today, and then 8 other victims. It's just a horrible stories. He posted on Instagram just a couple days ago. His dad had bought a new 9mm Sig Sauer
Yeah.
handgun. The kid was acting like it was his, which you're not legally allowed to own a handgun until you're 21, I think, in most states.
Okay.
I think it's 21.
For the handgun.
Yeah. Now it's different in the Midwest than a lot of places. When you get to Wisconsin, Michigan, there's so much hunting
Yep.
that you can have 16-year-olds with shotguns.
Yeah, well, long rifle's a different story.
Right, which is what.
I have a rifle. I don't even have to have it registered.
Yeah.
It's not even. It seemed crazy to me. It was my dad's, and when he passed, I was like, "Well, all right, what the fuck do I do with this gun?" It's
Yeah.
a hunting rifle. It's a beautiful gun, but
Where is
What
it?
do I do with it? None of your business where it is. Don't worry about it. But I'm like, locked up in a gun safe, of course.
Sure.
No, but I was like, what do I do? And I started asking all around. They were like, nothing. Like, what do you mean nothing?
You don't have to register
It's a
or
gun. I don't
Yeah.
have to do anything. They're like, no, it's a rifle. You're
Yeah,
fine.
get a hunting license, asshole, before you go out, but you don't need to do anything with a gun.
Like, okay, it's okay.
Yeah, this is
But yeah,
precisely
pistol's a different thing,
the Kyle Rittenhouse story
right?
was why they dropped that 6th charge about the illegal weapon.
Yeah.
Because technically in Wisconsin,
Yeah.
you know, an AR-15, I know to a lot of people that go, oh my God, it's a war machine. It's an assault rifle. It's
not an M16.
That's a made up term, the assault rifle. It's a rifle. It doesn't shoot any faster.
Yep.
You know, it might hold more. It looks cooler.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're a kid, do you want the Red Ryder BB gun or do you want the AR-15?
True.
You know what I mean? I mean, it looks like a badass gun. It's in all the video games. You can see why people would be attracted to it. It's also a very good gun, reliable. You
Yep.
know what I mean? Like that's what you get when you're buying a weapon like that. I
They're
certainly
not
won't.
cheap.
No, no. But having a pistol, a kid can't have a pistol.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're not going to go out deer hunting, duck hunting with a 6 hour 9mm.
Yeah.
So, you know, he acted like that was his. He posted a picture of it. Just got my new beauty today, 6 hour 9mm. Ask any questions, I will answer. And that's what he wrote. It was a quiet scene at his family's home. They went to the juvenile detention center in Oakland County, but then they never went back to their house. That Instagram post or Instagram handle is deleted now. I think that's rule number 1. You delete.
Get rid of it.
Yeah,
Shut
don't
her
need
down.
it there. He will be charged as an adult with 4 counts of murder and domestic terror among a total of 24 charges. They've also suggested they may charge his father for not keeping his gun and ammo out of his
Locked up,
reach.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the legalities of that is. I mean, you're not legally required to lock it unless somebody fucking takes it and uses it. So
Really?
I don't think you're. I mean, no. I mean, I could have a gun laying around here if I wanted to. I don't have to have it in a safe. I mean, it's smart. It's safe. It's whatever.
Yeah.
But
I don't know what the law is on that.
that's-
Like
I'm
if you've
saying, I'm
got
just
kids in the
curious.
house.
Yeah. I mean, it's not illegal to have it out, but it's once,
Yeah, if you
once
want to
they-
sleep with a gun on your
yeah,
nightstand, but
if they take it and kill people with it, then then it becomes a problem.
yeah, then you become the irresponsible asshole who let your kid have access to your guns.
Yeah. Right.
You think of Adam Lanza down in or up in Massachusetts, Connecticut, or was he Connecticut, Newtown, Connecticut.
Connecticut. Yeah.
Yeah, you know where he had access to all those weapons his mom had, and that kid was fucked up. Mm-hmm. You know,
It's a shame because I mean, I don't know if I mean, he shot a lot of people. I mean, the 4 that died, I don't know if he was specifically targeting his bullies, if he just went fucking ham, lost his shit, and just shot everybody. I mean, it's probably what it sounds like. But,
Yeah.
What triggered it, but it's tragic because it doesn't sound like he had any real history of problems or violence or
they
anything.
said they've got a mountain of evidence they've collected. Now I don't know if that's just scrubbing social media and finding whatever he said. You know, he's a 15-year-old white kid.
Yeah.
You know, probably cisgender. He's
Oh,
not going
boy.
to get much sympathy
You poor son of a
from
bitch.
anyone. You know,
Good luck with
if you
that.
noticed the guy that had loaded social media with Black Lives Matter this, an anti-white person, blah blah blah, and ran over fucking grandmas and children in Waukesha, like that story's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Just it happened.
Gone.
Don't worry about it.
I mean, that's a domestic terrorist too.
Well, of course.
I mean, that guy targeted a fucking Christmas parade
Yeah.
and mowed down dozens of people and killed lots of people.
I was willing to give him the benefit of the doubt that it was just a wrong turn, but
Yeah, no.
that's not the case.
So,
But yeah,
sounds like,
it's a sad day, man, that this stuff continues to
Yeah.
keep happening.
and you see the kids, you see the pictures of the kids, and you're just like, God, you remember being there. You remember being that age.
Yeah.
Like that was just the farthest thing from our minds. There was never, like, until Columbine, and I'm sure there were school shootings before that.
Yeah.
But as far as like our world was concerned, like
Never even a thought.
maybe you got pushed into a locker by an asshole.
Wow, it might happen.
That could happen, but that was the extent of like who the asshole was in
Yeah.
school. Maybe you got into a fist fight with someone,
Yeah.
you know. Maybe you got bullied or whatever. But the thought of like someone showing up at your school with a gun and shooting people, it's just so far.
Yeah, I mean, I did a bit of the bullying for a while there.
Yeah.
I was kind of an asshole, but
You did most of that before I met you.
yeah. But I was
I might have been your last victim.
maybe, but I don't. I don't think I ever pushed it that far. I mean, I just sort of imposed my will. I never really like tormented or tortured people. You know what I mean? I was just an asshole. And,
You were an angry kid for a couple of years. Yeah, we've told the story many times. The day I met you, you threw me into a locker.
yeah.
And it was like,
It came up on me
you
like
were
fucking
basic-
Jump Street or some shit. Like, who the fuck is this guy?
This new fucking
They're
asshole.
like, hey guys, what's going on? Fucking know you. Get away from me. And look at us now.
And look at us now.
See, that's the way it used to be. You used to be able to go
I'm
fucking get
still
into a
scared of
fist
him.
fight and
Scared of him.
you could sit next to each other and waiting in the principal's office and make up to be best friends.
Yeah,
and just go from there.
laugh about it,
Yeah, now
you
you
know?
get fucking shot.
Yeah, yeah.
Scary.
But you see these stories. I haven't found a way. I haven't found the connection yet with these school shootings. But I can't help but notice, in all these cases, it's. I don't want to call Oxford, well-to-do community, but I mean, those kids are
Yeah,
middle
it's a nice
class.
area.
It's a decent area on the lakes, and these troubled kids that go to this level all come from this kind of background. I'm not saying it right because you don't see the mass school shooter gunman like fuck it. I've been bullied. You don't see that in inner city schools.
Generally not. There's shootings.
There's
but
shootings.
That's individual things, but
Yes.
not the mass shootings. I actually thought about that a little bit today too. Like
Yeah.
when you hear
Isn't that
it,
weird?
yeah. When you hear school shooting, it's like
You know.
that was a white dude. That was a white kid.
It's a white kid.
But why is that? That's the real question. It's not the fact that it was a gun, because
No.
it didn't matter if he wanted to kill people, hurt people, damage people. He would have found a way to do it.
Yeah.
He drove his car through the school. Well,
Is
he
it
couldn't
bullying?
yet, but-
Is it? I mean, there's got to be something that just takes it to another level. We've talked about this so many times before, but still, like, even if you had a problem at school when we were growing up, your problem ended at 3:00, right? And then you didn't have to deal with it. You might sweat it overnight, but but it's shut off then. There was no way for the bullying to continue all night long.
Yep.
People on social media.
and bigger than just your school and social media. It's
Right.
It's global almost. And,
Right.
I mean, it's still your little cocoon of a world, but it feels like it's the whole world.
And I think you've had these discussions with your daughters, where it's like, dude, I know you think these people are important and matter a
Try
ton
to. Yeah.
in your world.
So irrelevant.
They're so, like, literally graduation day happens, and then 99% of these people you will never see or talk to
All
again.
fuck right off.
They all of them, all of them, and that's just the reality. That's for all of us. But when you're in that mold, in that pocket,
That's all you know.
it's all
your-
you know.
It's your
and
whole universe.
it seems like it's the only thing is what do these classmates think about me? What do these people think about me?
Yeah.
And so you can see how in a world of social media and
Yeah, you give them all the power
yeah,
away, and then you realize that they have none, and they shouldn't have any power
Yeah.
over you. But
I don't know what you do about it though.
I don't either. That's a great question, and
You know?
that's something that needs to be addressed. And how it's gotten to this point where, because it's not like guns didn't exist back then, but schools weren't getting shot up.
No.
And
What's
maybe it was
changed?
that somebody did it, and then that sort of put it on the map in a way. And nobody really.
Well-
I mean, I'm not saying nobody ever thought about shooting anybody, but until it's there and it becomes national news, and it's like, oh man,
Yeah.
that's kind of what I'm doing. I want to fucking shoot everybody that's been an asshole to me, and
Yeah.
and it plays out over and over. And I mean, you could go through.
Well, you see, like Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold, right? The Columbine guys,
yeah.
and those guys became dark heroes to a generation of goth kids. Or I don't even want to label goth kids, but they were kind of the black trench coat mafia, kind of goth, like out loners.
Outcasts, sort of.
Yeah, that and there's a lot of people. There's support groups for like those guys as heroes, like people that champion them. So the same can be said when you put what's his name, the Boston bomber, Zarnov.
Oh,
God,
what the hell his name was. But
But you put him on the cover of Rolling Stone, and he looks cooler than Dylan.
fuck that guy.
You know what I mean? Like he's on the cover of Rolling Stone, looking like a rock star.
Well, I need to get away from that too. Of
Yeah.
publicizing these people and
Yeah.
that don't give them the attention that they're. But see, it like there's a time and a place for that too. I believe that some people do it for that, for the notoriety, for the whatever celebrity of it, the
Yeah.
accolation. But like, I don't know if that's what this was about. I mean, this kid just could have just straight fucking snapped. I don't know what was going on. I don't know the whole story behind it. But I'm not saying
Yeah.
I don't know what his deal was. I'm not. He didn't do it so he could go down in the annals of history and
Yeah.
and be a famous school shooter. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. I have no idea. But nobody else does either. He could have just fucking snapped
Yeah.
and just did it because that's what he wanted to do.
I can tell you, and I've told E this many times because E was bullied without mercy growing up. You know, he just was.
Yep.
And you know, he's awkward. You know, he's harmless, lovable.
Yep.
But kids aren't going to see that when you're 13, 14, 15,
No,
12.
He's just weak.
He's
That's
weak.
How he looks.
Yes, he's the limping gazelle at the Serengeti. You know what I mean? And so for someone like that, like I would not have handled that well had I been bullied. That was the first time you pushing me into a locker was the first time anyone
Yeah.
in my world ever did anything, and it was harmless anyways. It's funny to joke about now. It was you didn't throw me into a locker, lock the door, and
Yeah.
bully me for 6 months. It was literally like, "Fuck, who the fuck are you?" You know what I mean? It was like, "Whoa, the fuck."
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't have handled that well. So I don't know to what level. All these stories here, whether it's in the Freep or the national papers that are running with this or Twitter, they all talk about this bullied kid. And I imagine we'll hear more about what that really meant.
Yeah.
I don't know to what extent that plays into, but it's kind of a common theme. You don't see the popular high school football player going on a rampage in a school, right?
No, not taking. Might take himself out, but not taking other people out.
Right. So that leads you to believe that there's this kind of revenge mentality, and,
Yeah.
and maybe you're right that the groundwork has been laid from Columbine. You see the coverage they get, like, I'm not going to be anyone's victim anymore. Fuck all of you.
Going
And
out in
then-
a blaze of glory.
yeah, right.
Fuck everybody.
Yeah.
That's sad, man. It's tragic, and my heart goes out to the families. I can only imagine that having to get those calls, and I saw some of the stuff heartbreaking. I mean, some of the texts that were going around.
Oh, yeah.
Kids texting their parents, you know, "I was a shooter. I love you so much."
Yeah, I love you, Dad.
Yeah, like,
I love you
oh,
too. What's
that
going
one-
on?
That one got me right in the feels. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine. Yeah, I saw that one too. The kid writing to his dad.
Right.
And his dad's like, "What's going on?" And then just be like, "There's a school shooter, you know, here at Oxford High," and it's like, Dad's like, "I'm on my
God.
way."
Fuck yeah.
I think it was just OMW.
Yep.
On my
Damn
way.
right.
You know, like,
Yeah.
which is what you would do.
Yeah.
You have done.
Yeah. Already be gone, no doubt.
Yeah.
And we'll be 100 miles an hour going through backyards to get there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I would not be stopping for a cop. Come on. You follow
Yeah,
me. I'll
follow
take
me,
you where
dude.
we're going.
Yeah. You want to lead or you want me to lead?
Yeah.
One or the other.
Either
but-
way.
Yeah, cops took a bunch of guns. It looks like armfuls of long rifles. And
Yeah.
shit from the.
And I
Who knows what that's?
no, I know, but there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. You know, and the media is going to sort of take that and run with it, like the stockpile of weapons,
Yeah.
and you know, but it's not that uncommon, and it's not necessarily the root cause here.
Right.
I'm saying didn't play a role,
Yeah.
you know, and obviously this is probably a good lesson to people that, you know, maybe you should take better care of your guns.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe they could all have been locked up. Maybe this was just his new one that he was still
Yeah.
proud of and showing off and playing with. It's only been 4 days or something, right, since he had bought that gun.
The dad, yeah.
Yeah.
And clearly you're comfortable enough to post on public social media my new gun, like this is your dad's gun.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I would think parents are paying attention to social media, or someone
Yeah.
is going, "Hey man, my kid showed me a post of your kid, and it sounds like you bought him a fucking 9mm."
Yeah, I think that maybe somebody would have questioned or something along those lines. But if you grow up around guns are not scary.
yeah.
They're not a big deal. They're just
Yeah.
second nature. If you grow up hunting and you grow up going shooting and things like that, if you're a gun family,
Yeah.
then it's not weird, or it's not so. I don't see that as some sort of huge red flag. Like he posted a picture with a gun because he could have had guns his whole life, and it sounds like he probably did.
Yeah.
And Oxford's a little more out in the boonies, a little bit,
more
a little more
rural.
rural, a little more country up there, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of people. And it even doesn't even rural doesn't even have to play a role in that. Just people in general. I mean, there's gun people and there's not gun people.
Yeah.
And if that's the way you're brought up, it can be absolutely, totally normal and natural.
Sounds like one of the kids, Tate Meyer, was a junior or sophomore, 16 years old, pretty damn good football player, linebacker, running back.
Yeah.
They're calling him a hero. He tried to stop this guy and took a bullet and was killed. And they're trying to rename the stadium after him now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'd like to see something decent like that happen.
Yeah. So that would be a nice tribute to a kid like that
Yeah.
in high school.
As I said, I was curious on the victims themselves of, if it was just random, just shoot everybody, or if he actually targeted people that were bullying him, or, just curious. Like, there's so many questions unanswered.
You had talked about him going ham. Is it someone just snapped and went ham? I think of snapped and gone ham as you would just go off in that moment, shoot a few people, not to diminish that, but then you'd kind of come to your senses. Do you have that video queued up from the kids in the classroom? And I can only imagine how terrifying this would be. We had fire drills, Troy. Careful, don't hurt yourself. But this is in the classroom as the kid comes to the door, posing as the sheriff's department, like everything's okay. Ethan Crumbly comes to the door, and these kids are sitting here kind of barricaded in. Go ahead and play it.
Ready?
Yeah.
Yes. Sheriff's office. Safe to come out.
Sheriff's office, safe to come out.
Yeah, he said it's safe to come out.
Now, we're not willing to take that risk right now. I can't hear you. We're not taking that risk right now. Okay, well, come to the door and look at my bag, bro.
Yeah, bro.
He said bro.
He said bro. Red flags.
Smart kids, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, sorry. There you go, T.
I'm
You
over
can come back over
I'm
here.
switching around.
Yeah.
Was that it? When you done with there?
Yeah,
But you
yeah,
see
we
them,
don't need to play
where they
together.
run across and they
Yeah,
this and
yeah.
and then they get to a real cop. So
Yeah.
hard to say, but good for them for not. I mean, if I had any question, go fuck yourself, man,
Dude.
Not opening it. Sorry, I know there's a cop over there right across this courtyard, and we're gonna book that way.
Yeah. This tells me he was looking for more. He was looking for a body count, right? If you're trying to trick your other students, your fellow student body who's locked themselves in a room, if you're trying to trick them into thinking, by changing your voice, sheriff's department, it's clear, safe to come out. I'm telling you, that teacher is an absolute hero.
For not opening the door. Yeah.
For going, we're not ready to trust that just yet.
I think that was a student.
It's teacher.
Was it?
Yeah.
You sure? Oh, okay.
Yep.
I thought that was the.
I thought so too, but all
that
the
was-
reports I read said it was a teacher.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead. You can pop back over here, T. If I would have been that teacher in that classroom, and someone said, sheriff's department, it's clear, I would have been like, what took you guys so long? I would have whipped open that door and been shot immediately.
Well, maybe.
I would have opened that door
Kids
so
might have
fast.
tackled your ass before you got to the door. Like, hold on, not so fast.
Come to the door and check my badge, bro.
Yeah.
The kids are like, whoa.
And if that was a cop, we're gonna have to work on his bedside manner there. I think.
This is why language matters in a society. This is why I made a point
Absolutely.
of emphasizing the U of D students that I went and got that initial dental work with. And it wasn't, I think my quote was something along the lines of, yo, bro, let's check out them chompers, dude.
Yeah.
Like you would expect. No, they were super professional, super welcoming, super friendly, super professional. Articulate, and it matters in those fields. When you're talking about medical professionals or students learning to become medical professionals, you want that to be absolutely pressed upon them. The importance of being professional. I don't want a pilot that's a smart ass. I don't want doctors can have bedside manner and be kind of funny, but in the moment, you want them to be professionals. You want a cop in that situation to know and that and for these kids to recognize that a cop in this situation would not go, come to the door and look at my badge, bro.
Red flag.
Yeah, don't open that door. And they immediately beeline for
Yep.
those windows
Time to go.
and hucked it across the hall, the courtyard there to where there was safety. Thank God that teacher was thinking. Thank God those students were thinking, and they all recognized it together. That's, one of my concerns is like, if you start just like, words don't matter. We're changing the language and the definition of shit willy-nilly to fit today's standards. Then, if you got the cool cop out there that's like, yo, bro, what's going on, bro? Just hanging on the street corner homes.
Yeah.
No.
And who knows? The shooter could have been out there. So when they ran away from the real cop, thinking he was not the cop, and jumped out the window, they could have got picked off out there.
Yeah.
Because he said, bro.
Bro.
Come
Check my badge, bro. Like, that's where you fucked up, idiot.
Yeah, no doubt. And do we even know whether or not that was a real cop or not? I'm guessing it was actually a cop, would be my guess.
Where?
On the door.
Saying,
that was a real
check
cop.
my badge, bro?
Yeah.
No, that was the shooter.
That was 100%?
It was,
oh,
yeah.
see, I thought I was...
No.
They couldn't confirm it either way.
Yeah, the stuff I've read today says that
was him?
That
Oh, okay.
was the shooter at the door.
No shit.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, that could have easily, because that's what you're looking for. You're looking for that all clear. You know the cavalry's coming, right? There's no way you're going to have a student body in a school and the parents and the local. I mean, they sent 60 fucking ambulances and fire trucks and every parent's rushing to the
I
school.
wonder why you'd pick that room. There was somebody in there. I mean, there's a million classrooms. I'm sure people are in cafeterias and libraries and stuff all over the place. So
Well, if he's just walking down the hall and he reaches a locked door, he knows there's people in there.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so
it's a classroom during school.
I
There's
think it was
fucking somebody in just about every room, I would imagine.
Yeah, but if you come across a locked door, you're going to know that there's people hiding behind this locked door.
Yeah.
So if you can get them to open the door, I don't understand that these guys that go on a rampage like this and don't kill themselves at the end, though.
Yeah,
The guy that
usually,
mowed over all the people in Waukesha or a school shooter.
Yeah, why deal with all the bullshit? Why?
It's over.
It's over.
Your
Yeah.
life's over.
Yeah.
It's done. I don't care if you're 15. You're going to be tried as an adult. You're going to be convicted as an adult.
Yeah, you're fucked.
You've ruined all these lives. You've ruined your family's life. I hope it was worth it.
Just go ahead and shut her down.
Yeah.
That's always been my opinion of it.
I mean, you're going to prison for good. Sorry.
I'd always leave one just for me.
Yeah.
Not that I'm planning on ever doing that, but
No, I couldn't see you doing that.
no.
No,
He still
you'd
had
feel
he still had
guilty.
7 left in there from what I heard, right? 7
Yeah.
bullets left.
Yeah, I was trying to use it on that classroom.
Oh.
Smart thinking teacher. If I was their teacher, 7 kids would have been dead.
Thank God.
In that room.
Come on, dude.
Yeah. Oh, where have you been? We've been waiting on you.
6 students and a you.
Yep, 6 students and me would have ended right there. Those kids and that teacher are heroes, man, for sure.
Take a long time for that community to heal from shit like that. You know, it's not new, but that's the closest to home. That's the first one that's hit around here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, it always feels like someone else's school or someone else's issue. And you look at a small town like Oxford,
Yeah.
that's got to be devastating. And to see, little town like Oxford, Michigan trending on Twitter, Oxford strong.
Yeah.
I don't know what you do. People are good. This always immediately ignites the gun debate. And I'm sorry, all I have to point to for my argument against that gun debate is Newtown, Connecticut. Like, someone walked in and mowed down 20 fucking 6-year-olds.
Yeah.
And they didn't do anything about guns. So if you're thinking, 4 kids die at high school age at a high school in Oxford, Michigan, and you're going to change gun laws nationwide,
No.
it couldn't do it for fucking 26-year-olds.
No. And it's
I hate to be so callous and blunt about it, but
that's a very tricky situation too.
Yeah.
On what the right answer there is in going forward.
and
but
the fact is,
like,
it's not realistic to blame the guns.
No, it's not right. It's not
know
the
what I mean?
gun's
Like,
fault. That's why I said if you really want to kill or hurt people, you can find a way to do it. Guns are accessible and a quick, easy way to do it. But you could make a gun. You could make a bomb. You could.
You can take your car and drive into a fucking football game while it's going on.
Exactly right.
I mean, those fences are not going to stop a car.
No.
If someone wants to wipe out a bleacher section, you can do it with, and if you take away this alternative for people to use, they will find another one. There's an underlying issue here.
You're exactly right. That's more the point. Is why are we getting to the point that people are dying?
Yeah.
It's not about how they're dying. It's why they're dying.
Why?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is
Wait-
going on
Wait
with
till
children
the
that
3
are,
o'clock bell rings and everybody just comes blowing out the doors and then just put your
Yeah.
foot on the gas. You
Yeah.
know?
it's crazy. It was
Not that I'm
never
giving
even a
people
thought
ideas.
in our world. That's just the reality, and it's a thought in every kid's world now.
Yeah.
And there's an underlying issue because, to your point, there were plenty of guns around when we were growing up.
Yeah.
You know, and nobody even thought about it. So
Kick somebody's ass, you didn't have to worry about them coming back and shooting you.
No.
You had to worry about them getting their, some friends and coming back or
Yeah.
going to the trunk, get a bat, something like that, and go
Yeah.
because that shit all happened. But
yeah,
I never worried about getting shot by somebody.
no, never even crossed my mind.
No, thankfully.
Crazy. Yeah. Anyway, our thoughts and prayers, honestly, are with Oxford.
Yeah.
This is our little
Yeah.
community. It's not far from here. We're very familiar with the area,
Mm-hmm.
and it's got to be very, very tough for a lot of families there. Right
We were
now,
just
it
out there a
will
few
be,
weeks
so-
ago for that Landau show. Was in Oxford.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Grab Cat Brewery.
What was the
up there.
bar we used to go to there?
in Oxford?
Yeah, wasn't that in Oxford?
Not ringing
What
a bell.
was the bar we would go to? The beer house?
No, that's Kego. You're talking
Is that
about
Kego?
Brew
Okay.
House.
Yeah,
That's in
Brew
Kego.
House. Kego, yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking Oxford.
No, that's totally different.
Yeah.
I was wondering if that's why you're saying all the lakes and stuff. There's lakes up in Oxford.
Oh,
but-
Oxford? Yeah, there's
Yeah, yeah.
lots. Yeah.
I was wondering if you were confusing it with something, but no, now I realize it was Kego.
Kego. Anyway, we weren't here yesterday. Chris Cuomo. Surprised to see him. He's done.
Fine. Is he officially done? Or is he just suspended?
Suspended indefinitely. That means done. He's blown out. Yeah. He's become a pariah. This story, it bothered me because I know the lengths I would go to help my brother if he needed.
Yeah.
Like that's your family, man. Like you go,
Do what you gotta do.
You do what you got to do.
Yeah.
So Chris Cuomo, piece of shit nonetheless. His big mistake was staying on the air while this was going on.
Yeah.
That's where the journalistic integrity comes in that people have a problem with. And the left turned on him.
Yeah.
The left turned on him.
Yeah, you could have
know?
taken a little leave of absence.
Yeah.
Could have stepped back. and,
Yeah, take a step
some
back.
Time. I'm going to focus on my family, my brother. I'm going to.
Yep.
And that would have been a very commendable thing to do.
Yeah.
But
It would have.
ego is a motherfucker.
Yeah. And he thinks he's on the right side of the woke world. He thinks he's far enough left that he's protected.
He was.
No matter what. He was. But the problem is he's still a cisgendered white male
Yeah.
with all the privilege in the world. I mean, his fucking dad was the mayor of New York, or governor.
Yeah, Governor, right?
Governor Cuomo. Yeah.
And his brother was the mayor.
And then his brother was the
Not mayor, governor.
governor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
Jeez, I get him confused.
I
That
know.
shitbag de
De Blasio.
Blasio. And, yeah, it gets confusing. But you can't be on the air at CNN and not covering a very serious story involving your brother and a sexual assault scandal, which, got a little grab ass at a party. It's not the worst forcible rape accusation in the
Potato,
world.
potato.
But, not good. But this
Not
media.
a good look for your elected official, no.
No, it's not. I imagine a lot more of them are doing it than we realize. But, yep, he's gone now. And, being on the air and acting like, whoa, what's going on? And using your media people to get information and all that shit is not going to go over well. So
No, they finally had enough.
But he was the only one getting any sort of numbers at CNN. Don Lemon is in the absolute shitter.
Yeah.
Anderson Cooper, not much better. And so they've given Anderson's slot to Cuomo. He's going to do 2 hours now in prime time.
You mean the other way? Cuomo's spot to Anderson?
Yeah.
Okay.
So instead of doing 8 to 9 or whatever, he's doing 8 to 10.
Okay.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. Like their numbers weren't dropping hard enough as it was.
Yeah. They need Trump in the mix, don't they?
Yeah.
Without Trump to kick the shit out of every night.
Yeah, they still seem to make him relevant. It's kind of amazing.
Yeah,
Like,
it is.
It's been a year,
Yeah.
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 And you still can't keep his name out of your mouth.
Well, they were in a weird position just because the media was dying on the vine. I mean, there's a reason I left traditional radio.
Yeah.
Like you saw the writing on the wall. Like independent journalism, podcasting without a PD and a GM and corporate sponsorship. Like, that's where the world was going. That was obvious as shit to me 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And these people got a second breath of life by Trump.
Yep.
That literally infused them.
Circled the wagons.
Yeah, and they were able to ride that to huge profits for 5 years. And now he's gone, and they're like, everyone's like, yeah, go fuck yourself. And everyone sees, now you've exposed yourself too. So it'll be, I don't know what they're going to do on CNN. We'll see, but anyway.
They'll come up with some other more bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, now they got a new strain they can focus on.
We started on these new strains, dude. It's so funny. I was telling my brother before I left Arizona, I'm like, dude, you realize you're never going to leave this fucking house because there's always going to be a new strain, bro.
Yep.
There's always going to be a new strain. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, there's always going to be a new strain.
How it works.
They're always going to be looking for
Why do
some
you get a new
scare
flu
tactic.
shot every year?
Yeah.
Because it fucking mutates. It's just how it works.
Isn't the flu a coronavirus?
I'm not going to speak out of turn, but essentially, it's.
I think it's a
basically-
coronavirus.
Yeah.
I think they all are sort of, coronaviruses, and which is what's so scary about the mandates when you're talking about like, oh, but it's just for COVID. Like, yeah, you give them that power,
Right.
and then what happens next year when that's under control, but they still need to fucking wield power that they don't deserve, and now they start pulling the same shit with the flu
Whatever.
because it's another coronavirus,
And
and
who knows
this
what's
strain could
coming
be
down
way
the-
worse.
Yeah, what's coming down the pipe now?
Yeah.
Next.
Ghislaine Maxwell
Oh, yeah.
trial has started.
Has it? I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it. I didn't know.
Have you not heard much about it, or are you being facetious?
A little bit of both. But
Yeah.
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 I haven't heard nearly as much as I should have, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, she's going to go down. I'll tell you right now, I believe the girls in court
Oh, absolutely.
testifying.
That's, yeah. Yeah.
Her lawyers have interesting rebuttals in some ways. I won't presume to be an expert on victims and how they behave, and but you hear about like a 14-year-old. It's like, what is going on? How is a 14-year-old running free and going on lavish trips with?
Yeah, that's a great question too.
But then you find out, oh, dad died a year earlier of leukemia, and mom thinks they're helping her daughter get into school, and so
The weak ones.
yeah, Jane took the stand. It's not
Okay.
a real name.
No, Jane Doe number 497.
Yeah, exactly. But she's just known as Jane, and she was 14 when she first had sexual contact with Jeffrey Epstein, and I'll warn people, they get a little graphic
Yeah,
in the testimony.
sure.
The woman said Ghislaine was in the room during the alleged abuse. She detailed to prosecutor Allison Moe how Epstein would have her straddle his face
Okay.
and then pinch his nipples
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody's got their thing.
and describe their
I mean, I'm saying 14.
Right,
So
yeah.
not a terrible move if they're legal.
if they're legal, yeah, but if they're not legal, no. So
That's
did you hit the button? Yeah, dude, I don't want anyone tweaking the fuck out of my nipples.
I didn't say it was my thing. I just said everybody's got their thing. That's all.
Yeah, but like the foot people, I don't get really. To each their own. I'm
Sure.
not judging. I'm not shaming.
No.
Do you, Holmes?
Right.
But the nipple squeezing one, Tuna in Tokyo sucked.
Purple nurples.
Yes, sucked. I don't want that. I don't want anything to do with that. Maybe I'm just a prude, T.
Yeah, I think you are.
You ever been a fucking
No, I've never been.
pinch my nipples?
Never been a.
bite my nipples.
No, definitely not a pain guy. Never really have been down there.
Yeah.
Some people are definitely into
Oh,
that
the
though.
fucking guys that want high heels on their ball bag.
Oh yeah. Oh god. I don't even know how you fucking recover from that.
How?
A full on kick to the balls, that kind
Yeah.
of shit. Like, are you kidding me, dude? How does
I
that-
interviewed a woman who did that.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Oh yeah.
I would.
And she was in Hollywood. She was talking about she wouldn't name names, obviously. But
Sure.
she's like,
Get it.
oh, the fucking A-listers that you would know to want their ball bag stomped on.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of
And then
things
you're
I'm
stuck going,
cool with,
"Is
but
it fucking Brad Pitt,
I
Tom
don't know.
Cruise, who is it?
That fucking hurts, man. Like throw up kind of hurt.
Yeah, you get
not
grazed in the
not
nuts.
like cum kind of hurt. Like fucking throw up kind of hurt.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, grazed in the nuts. We've all been there as a guy, and
Oh,
you just get flicked barely on the bag, and it's like,
3,
2, 1.
Oh, fuck. There's that hesitation. Like, is it gonna hurt? Is it gonna
Hurt? Oh, yeah,
goddamn.
it's gonna hurt a lot. It's gonna hurt a lot.
Yep.
Why you would want to just full on take one to the bag? So she said Epstein would have her straddle his face, pinch his nipples, and describe the first encounter that took place in '94 when he took her into the pool house and then jacked off on her.
Okay.
Jane said Epstein was talking about her and what do you want to do? You know, there's this 50-year-old man, 14-year-old girl. He said, you know, you have to choose between if you want to be an opera singer, an actress, a model, because that's kind of where her family was kind of musical, and she had those kind of leanings. And so she's obviously talking to Jeff Epstein about it, not realizing she's being groomed.
Professional Tokyo tutor.
Yeah. He said, I know everybody. I know agents, photographers. I can make things happen, but you have to be ready for it, okay? You have to be ready for what comes with that. The conversation ends immediately. He's like, come here, follow me. They went outside the pool house, sat on the couch. He pulled his pants down. He pulled me on top of himself and proceeded to jack off on me.
Okay.
Then he just got up, went to the bathroom, cleaned himself up, acted as if nothing happened.
See? Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
You want to be a star?
Yeah.
Here you
This is
go.
what it's going to take.
That's what it's going to take.
I was frozen in fear. I had never seen a panouse before, let alone something like this. I was terrified. I felt gross. I felt ashamed. Despite this, she continued spending time with Epstein and Maxwell. That part I never understand, but that's where I know it's a very, very...
Yeah. It's a tricky situation.
tricky
there.
situation,
You don't know how
yeah.
you're going to react. And
plus, if someone's plying you with money
Yep.
and stuff, and
attention,
yeah,
opportunities, things like that.
Yeah.
It becomes tricky.
so she continued to spend time with them, and shortly after she had her first encounter with Ghislaine Maxwell, we were all talking, and all of a sudden they said, "Follow me," and led to Epstein's bedroom. They came into the bedroom and took their clothes off. They started sort of fondling each other and kind of casually giggling. I was just standing there, and he asked me to take my top off, and then their hands were everywhere, and Jeffrey proceeded to masturbate, and Ghislaine was rubbing him and kissing and fondling him. Maxwell was very casual about the encounter and acted like this was entirely normal. I was confused. When you're 14, you have no idea what's going on. So the prosecutor asked, "Did Maxwell touch your body?" "Yeah, every time I visited the house." Asked if Epstein touched her, he's like, "Pfft." She's like, "Yeah, everywhere."
Duh.
As her visits to Epstein's house became more regular, Jane said that both Epstein and Maxwell would instruct her on how to massage him. He liked it very hard, like rubbing his shoulders, twisting his nipples very hard. Epstein liked to have her twist his nipples while he was abusing her. And then as far as he touched her breasts and vagine, and it sounds like Ghislaine just focused more on her titties.
Okay. She's a boob girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The prosecutor's like, I don't know how to ask you this. I'm really sorry, but
We have to go there, so
yeah.
buckle up.
If he used sex toys, can you describe those? He liked vibrators. They were different sizes, even a back massager. He'd put it in my vagine, even if I said it hurt. Of course, Epstein liked to be touched, and Jane said that it was from head to toe, and this happened every visit to the house. Of course, that's what happened every visit. Why do you think you're there?
Right.
You're not having intellectual discussions with a 14-year-old girl.
Every time, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's what you were there for. That's
Yeah.
why you were flown to the island or wherever the hell
Yeah.
they were at the time.
I mean, I don't expect a 14-year-old to grasp that.
No.
They seem to think that the world revolves around them in some ways, just as little human beings who aren't developed enough to understand and grasp, full situations.
Mm-hmm.
Guilty here. So yeah, this happened like basically every time I was there. Yeah. No shit.
And now she probably gets it.
Yeah.
But at the time, yeah.
Should have known,
We respect and trust, adults, especially people in roles like that.
Yeah.
You think, I don't know, it's a fucked up situation.
And then they would bring more girls in, and then they started doing orgies.
Okay.
Yeah. Sex with each other, oral sex with Jeffrey, full-on intercourse. We've asked if more toys were used. Yeah, they were used on the girls' vaginas.
Is that really relevant? Whether or not toys were actually used? Or is this guy just
Yeah.
kind of getting off on it a little bit?
I don't know.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Was it the rabbit? What are we going?
Well-
Double ender? What are we talking about? What'd you do? How'd you like it?
They want to know everything. They want to know exactly what was going on. You can't just get away with like, yeah, there was intercourse. Like,
did a
no,
little
no, no,
diddling.
back up. Well, before we got to intercourse, what was the foreplay like? They want to know all that shit. Mo asked how often these sessions took place when she was aged between 14 and 16. Almost every visit with him. I was going every 2 weeks. Then she travels with Epstein and Maxwell about 10 times between the ages of 14 and 16. They flew to his homes in New York, New Mexico. She found his New York mansion creepy, of course. He had pictures of naked girls on the wall, and then presidents.
Yeah.
All kinds of
Bill
weird
in the
shit.
dress, was that in the New York one? Clinton in the dress?
Probably. I
that
think
was-
it was.
It was in the New York one, yeah.
Yeah. She remembered one day so her relatives, her dad dies of leukemia. She's 14 or 13. Her family raises money and sends her to like a summer camp in Michigan. And she's there. That's where she meets Ghislaine Maxwell. She's having ice cream, and
In Michigan, huh?
Yeah.
Local ties.
I believe so. Yeah, employees had canceled. His employers the dad had canceled his health insurance. When he did, their family went into complete bankruptcy, lost everything. The following summer, relatives cobbled together enough money to pay for her and her brothers to go to Interlaken, a
yeah.
summer arts camp in Michigan.
Yeah, absolutely.
She remembered that one day she and her classmates were on a bench eating ice cream when a tall, thin woman approached us. We start chit-chatting, and the rest of the classmates had to go to class. Shortly after, a man came to join Jane and Maxwell. I was still eating my ice cream. He seemed very interested to know what I thought of camp. They said they were big benefactors of the camp and gave out different kinds of scholarships and wanted to know the students' perspective. She says that she was from Palm Beach, and Epstein's like, oh, what a coincidence. We live there too. What are your parents' names? I said my father just died. Epstein said he definitely knew her mom and then asked for her number, which she handed over. About a month later, when this girl is back at middle school, someone from Epstein's office called and asked her and her mom to come by for tea at the mansion in Palm Beach. Their visit lasted 30 minutes. Epstein told Jane's mom that he was very impressed with her and wanted her to come back next time and sing for him. That starts the grooming, the regular visits.
Sure.
He begins to give her money every time she comes over. You know, the mom's enjoying the money that he's given.
Yeah.
He began to buy her clothes. I mean, this is just straight out of the groomer's
yeah,
textbook.
exactly.
You know? She gave Jane advice about her boyfriends, once telling her, if you fuck them once, you can fuck them again because they're grandfathered in.
Okay.
I've always kind of believed that too. Not to side with Jeffrey Epstein on
No,
anything, but,
that's a real thing.
you know, once you've broken that seal,
Yeah, you're in. The bond is there.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
grandfather.
Retap in.
Yeah. So she giggled along with this, even though she admitted she didn't know what grandfathered in meant.
Ew, I don't want to fuck my grandfather. Oh.
Yeah. He would brag about knowing famous people, Epstein, like Donald Trump and Bill Clinton, which left her feeling intimidated. She traveled to his other homes about 10 times, blah, blah, blah. Larry Visacki is part of this trial, too. He was the pilot. And he came out, people were blown up. Oh, yeah. Is that one of our phones?
Sounds like somebody. Sound your phone, man. Come on.
It is silenced. He was the pilot on Lolita Express, flew for like 25 years.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. He remembered Mr. Epstein brought her to the cockpit. She had piercing powder blue eyes. I could think he's going on about this 14-year-old's eyes. Jesus Christ.
He saw it. What's happening?
What the fuck?
Okay. We're doing a show. Piss off.
Yeah, it's
Oh, okay.
multiple calls. I don't know what the fuck.
Uh-oh.
Oh well. Yeah. So anyways, beyond the striking blue eyes, you've said she had large breasts, right? She was a mature woman, I thought. When asked if she remembers Virginia Roberts, that's the one in the pictures with fucking Prince.
Oh.
Prince Andrew.
Yeah, Andrew. Right.
Yeah,
right.
that
Yep.
dipshit. Yes, shorter woman, dirty blonde hair. She didn't look young. I mean, whatever you decipher as the definition of young, but she was a woman in my category. I never saw any sexual activity. No, but admitted that he could not see everything that went on. Asked if he ever saw any sex toys, condoms, or clothing strewn about the plane. He said no. He denied seeing any sexual activity of any kind.
Smart.
Yeah.
Nope. I was just flying. Up there in my cockpit.
So, Ghislaine Maxwell's attorneys say, look, Jeffrey was a patron of the arts. Okay, he supported supporter of young talent, sponsored musicians and artists and actresses and others. he became Jane's benefactor and paid for her schooling, vocal lessons, and even co-signed for an apartment on Wall Street where Jane lived with her mom and brothers. A month before his arrest in 2019, Jane did not want to be involved in any criminal case regarding Epstein. But after Epstein died, she changed her mind. When money was on the line, she changed her mind. She hired a lawyer. She became a client. They got in touch with the government and said she changed her mind. Why? Because assisting the government would help a claim with the Epstein Fund. Once Epstein died and Jane had a lawyer by her side, she suddenly remembers all this horror that happened to her and places Ghislaine at the center of it all. Hundreds of things that happened to her that no one knew about. Not her mother, not her brothers, not her teachers, not staff at the house, not her coaches. All of this that the government claims happened, and she didn't skip a beat. Nobody ever noticed anything amiss. The lawyer said Jane is now a successful actress on a soap opera and has been on sitcoms, reality shows, movies, podcasts, and drama series. She's a consummate actress. She's a pro at playing roles. And as her scripts and characters change, so is her story. That you will hear in the courtroom. I ask you to examine her testimony. You will find internal inconsistencies when money was on the line. And then she tagged Elaine. She revealed that Jane received $5 million from the Victims Fund, too. So, yeah. I found this funny, too. Vysotsky, the pilot.
Yeah.
He remembered Trump being on the plane.
Okay.
I certainly remember President Trump, but not many people associated with him, adding that Trump's flights happened before he was president. Oh, really? You mean after he was president, he wasn't still flying to fucking Whore Island or Lolita on the Lolita Express?
You can't. I mean, there wasn't a minute he was out of media's eye.
No.
When he was there.
No.
So.
He also confirmed that President Clinton, Prince Andrew, and Kevin Spacey were all aboard the flights. He added that he was asked to clean up after Clinton's flight, but he did not elaborate. Oh, yeah, man, I fucked that plane up.
Skate.
I ever fucking spent cigars all over that goddamn cabin, if you know what I mean. Fuck yeah, Vysotsky. I remember that shit. Clean up this bullshit, idiot. Of course, he points out that Clinton's
Billy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I want to party with that dude.
Clinton?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I would for sure. Not Hillary. He seems like a pain in the ass. But he seems like he'd be a good time.
Yeah. Bill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not so much now.
No, you know.
Now he's kind of...
He's an old man now.
Yeah.
Frail, but, you know.
He turned on a dime, too, man. Yeah. He was kicking it in the 90s, early 2000s, and then he just, like...
Yeah, once it sets in, man.
Goes quick.
Yeah. I feel like my day's coming any day.
Mine's here.
I'm just going to fucking turn that corner and get a walker.
Got an Italian doctor and a little bit of heat.
Okay.
He's been arrested after he was caught half naked in a hotel room with a female patient offering to cure her illness by getting it on.
With the deep dicking?
Yep.
Oh, hey, that cures all ills.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, but so
all
this
of
was in a hotel room?
Yeah.
Not an office?
Wasn't a doctor's office visit. He's a gynecologist, too. Red flags are just going off.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know.
Hey, doing off, in-home visits.
There's probably a lot of reasons I would have not been a gynecologist, you know?
Yeah, because they ain't all that good.
Well, no. I've talked about the practice.
It would
I would have
ruin
had.
me. It would ruin me if I was a gynecologist and I would see some of that shit.
Well, yeah. I mean, you'd have to have some sort of blue waffle alarm in your office that,
Not even that bad. Just some of the.
Well, have you ever heard me talk about the Dr. Walters?
I don't think so.
Yeah, my
don't actually listen to
gynecological
this show.
service. Well, I would have strict policies on age groups,
Okay.
I mean, discriminate across the board.
Of course.
18 to 34
Yeah.
would be my clientele.
Yeah.
If someone snuck in there, even in that window, and was just like, eesh.
And weight classes, I assume?
Yeah, but, they wouldn't get past the first line of defense usually.
Yeah.
But even if they did, it would be like, clearly, this is a disaster. And then I would just refer them. I'd be the best referral service.
Yep, farm
Be
them right
like,
out.
I'd know all the top gynos in the area and just be like, Dr. Turley is the shit.
Yeah.
This guy deals with whatever that disaster is you got going on with. He's the best at handling that.
Yeah. Get that shit out of my office.
Get out of my office. Very limited hours of operation. I just want to check healthy ones.
Yep.
And try to keep them healthy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
my
yeah.
that's my
Cream of the crop.
contribution.
Rise to the top.
So this guy, I don't know, maybe he was a bad guy, maybe not. Dr. Giovanni Manillo, who called his Panus the magic flute,
I'm sorry?
Yeah,
The magic flute?
the magic flute. Hell
Okay.
yeah.
Play a little tune.
He was arrested on suspicion of sexual assault against 2 women by police. The guy was the target of an undercover sting by a TV show.
Oh, boy. Got all the way to the fucking TV show?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
After one of the patients told producers how he offered a decontaminator of the human papilloma virus,
HPV.
HPV, exactly. Despite she was already negative of the infection.
Well, we're just going to make sure of that.
Yeah.
That'd be a
So
great move to have it negative and then say that it's positive. But if you take a ride with with the magic flute,
the magic flute,
then we can cure that. And then you show a negative one, be like, bam, look at that. No more HPV for you.
Investigative news program Lelaine sent an actress who secretly filmed herself undergoing an exam, receiving the same diagnosis, and then agreeing to meet him in a hotel room. Footage showed the doctor calling his Panus the magic flute.
Oh, boy.
In the video.
Okay.
He's wearing fucking, he's Italian.
Yeah.
So he's just got the
He's a good-looking guy, at least. How old is he?
He's
What
like
are we talking
60s.
about? Oh, okay.
Not in terrible shape. He's
okay.
in better shape than me.
Sure.
But, he's sitting there in his little Speedos on the bed, when the producers bust in.
Have a seat over there.
He also called himself Padre Pio. I'm the Padre Pio of Panuses.
Okay.
Padre Pio was a 20th century priest renowned for healing.
Okay.
So she asked him about wearing a rubber. And he's like, that would be pointless if you're going to receive the antibodies that protect you. This guy's good.
He is good.
I would have done that
He is
too.
good.
Dude,
Yeah.
if you want the magic flute to do its thing.
I know, but that's just, I don't like the magic flute part of it. You got to come up with a better term than that, I would think.
That could be lost in
You're
translation.
not the Pied Piper.
Yeah, but what if it's just lost in translation and his French way of saying it was way cooler?
That's possible.
But the translation is
Italian, too.
magic flute.
Yeah.
All
All right, we'll go with that.
right. Trying to give him some slack. I mean, he's a doctor.
Yeah.
He's a professional.
The magic stick.
As he lay down on the bed, a reporter entered the room. Oh, God. That's my nightmare.
Oh, what a boner killer. Could you imagine?
Dude, you're sitting there fucking rock. The magic flute's about to go to work. Oh, this dude just busts in the door.
Oh, what a fucking boner killer.
How vulnerable would you feel? Yeah, it's too bad.
Yeah, the jig is up, sir.
So this reporter comes in to challenge him on his methods.
Okay.
He not only repeated the claim that the magic flute works,
Yeah.
he takes out his phone and starts dialing up former patients that he had
Okay.
cured.
Sure.
So he's doubling down,
Hey, respect. Respect.
right?
Hell yeah. If you're going to do it, go all in. Don't be like, oh, shit, you got me. Like the fuck you talking about? This is the magic flute.
Talk to these girls. They'll tell you.
This shit clears it up,
Look
man.
at my phone. They'll all tell you.
I have witnesses, Your Honor.
He was arrested and placed under house arrest. His methods came to light after Anna Maria got in contact. She's 33 with the newspaper and later the TV show. She had consulted the gyno about being unable to get pregnant, and he told the woman that she had signs of HPV despite a negative Pap smear. I have saved many women from cancer. All those I had contact with were negative afterwards. So she decides to contact La Repubblica, alleging that he touched her titties inappropriately and told her he liked women with small titties.
Okay.
That was kind of his jam.
Hey, everybody's got their thing, man.
Teach their own. A lot of people subscribe that tits are for kids, mentality.
Yeah, sure.
When she contacted him for the results of the test, she said he was shocked when he proposed having sex with her to cure her. The woman then reached out to the news program Lelaine, which hired this actress to portray a patient. He told her, you've got some white spots on your cervix, which indicate the presence of HPV. He then offered to have sex with her, also claimed that having sex with somebody like him who had been vaccinated would give her immunity. So this is a double benefit.
Oh, yeah, right?
He's been double
why get your
vaxxed.
own jab?
Yeah.
When I can just immunize you by insemination.
Yeah, dude, this really is the magic flute.
It's not bad. Hey, I wonder if there's any validity to it. I mean, you'd have to really, the burden of proof is on the state here. You
Yeah.
have to prove that flute is not magic.
Yeah.
That has not cleared and worked in the past.
Would you put the flute on the stand?
I fucking would put it right on, the judge's desk. Let's slap that fucker right out there.
Prove it.
Yeah.
Prove it's not the magic
So,
flute.
exactly. The burden of proof is on your end, sir.
Yeah. I am arguing that this is, in fact, the magic flute.
Yeah.
I am the Padre Pio, okay, of Panuses.
Yep.
Prove me wrong.
Could you
You'd
imagine
have to
if he-
bring chicks in
Yeah.
with HPV and let them bang away at them. And,
Right?
Yeah.
Let's have some case studies on this. Figure it out.
Let's find out.
This would be an interesting trial. If he really doubles down that he's got some sort of magic healing powers in the cock.
Yeah.
That
And
would,
the vaccine too.
Yeah.
So he can cure COVID with his dick. This magic flute is truly tremendous. The actress then agreed to meet him in a hotel where he again assured her as he undressed that afterwards she would be free from the virus. But before he was about to have sex with her, a journalist comes busting in, surprised him.
So now, except for the
And he said, I'm doing this for my studies. I'm doing this for my
okay,
studies.
see, building a client.
He is. I mean, he's tripling
doing the
down
case
now.
study, right? No, my curious is beside the titty grab where you got a little handsy on that.
He's a gynecological doctor.
Yeah,
You can't
well,
grab titties if you're.
I don't
like,
think that's
why would you
qualifies.
become a gynecological doctor if you can't play with vagines and titties?
Well, vagines, yes. Titties, no. I don't think that qualifies as
Well, you gotta
gynecological.
have some leverage when you're down in the vagina area.
Yeah. No,
if you're in the vaginal area,
Hey, preaching to the choir. I get it. My point is,
I mean, it'd be rude to
if-
grab him by the neck and
aside from copping a feel there, if these women were all, I mean, they may have been misled, but what guy hasn't fucking lied to a chick to get him in bed? It's not
Yeah.
illegal. If they are all willing participants in this encounter and have agreed to do this, I'm curious of.
well,
Listen, I mean, if you lie about your occupation to bang abroad, are you? Is it illegal?
well, I mean, it's probably not.
Immoral.
falls under-
well, we're not. Listen,
Thou shalt not do harm or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, we could argue what harm is.
Yeah.
I don't think he harmed him.
Hey, look, man. If Steve Jobs gets cancer, very curable, and decides he's going to drink beetroot juice to get rid of it, and it doesn't work, how is that any different than the magic flute?
And magic flute apparently works.
That's his claim.
He has references.
And lots of people claimed to Steve Jobs that drinking carrot and fucking grass soup was going to cure his cancer.
Yeah.
So are all those people on trial?
No.
No.
Maybe. And,
The magic flute, this guy swears by, and he says he's got 40. His lawyer said, I, who have successfully treated hundreds of women for over 40 years, only propose an alternative treatment that has yielded results. He never forced anyone to bang him. So 15 other women have come forward now saying he used this treatment on them.
yeah. Well, again,
I mean,
listen.
people do voodoo, black magic.
This is going to be
drink.
a really interesting trial. I would really like to follow this to see how this goes because.
Could you use the "How dumb are they" defense?
No,
If he went on the stands and
you
went,
don't
"Look,
have to.
man, it's not my fault that they're fucking dumb as stumps."
No, I don't think because then you're losing your leverage. I think you have to triple, quadruple down. I think you got to dig your heels in and act like you have this magic fucking flute. Prove to me that it's not.
Yeah.
And
Well-
you could say, "Hey, listen, I never said it was 100% effective.
Yeah.
Nothing's 100%
He said he can
effective."
cure them, though, with his magic flute.
Yeah. Do any of those other broads have HPV now?
I don't know. They didn't have it to begin with.
You can't prove that.
Well, you know, he's dabbling into the COVID world, too. Acting like, I got vaccinated, so I'm going to hit you up with a magic stick.
Sure.
You know? I mean, if you took every guy to court who pretended to be interested in some dumb broad's conversation at the bar in order to lure her into bed,
I'm saying
courts would be just overwhelmed.
they seem
They'd
like
be
they're
flooded, T.
they're voluntarily going into this situation.
Yeah.
Be interesting. That's all I'm going to say.
We're gonna have to follow that one.
Put that in the astronom file.
Yeah, let's get that one
follow
in the
back that
astronom
up.
file.
Let's follow
Yeah.
up with that.
Okay. I'm gonna set this aside.
Yep, you do that.
All right.
Hey, in today's complex financial environment,
I do.
timely insights and prudent guidance are essential to effectively manage your money and work towards your goals. Mark and Jay at LPL Financial can help you develop an investment strategy to address your needs and aspirations. Call today and tell them that you're a friend of the show for a no-cost, no-obligation consultation. 248-626-2000 and ask for Mark or Jay.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
Oh, I miss ISIS.
Yeah.
Well, not really.
We'll be all right. Dave Chappelle's high school.
Yeah.
So it'll now stand by their decision to honor the comedian by naming their theater after him amid all this controversy over his
So they were going to do it, and then they backed out of it because of the whole trans Netflix
Yeah, because
thing.
2 students were like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Okay.
feel triggered every time I walk by the arts department. Named after Chappelle. The Duke Ellington School of the Arts initially postponed its hall renaming ceremony after Chappelle drew all this
See, so
criticism.
Chappelle's taking over for Duke Ellington?
Huh?
Big shoes to fill.
I think it's just the wing. I don't think they're
Oh,
changing
okay.
the Duke Ellington.
Okay.
It's-
He's going to
it's-
get the comedy side of it.
Initially, it's a hall renaming ceremony.
Okay.
So there's going to be a hall named. Like,
Well,
dude,
I
who
think the
wouldn't
hall is
want
like
that?
that's the stage. The,
Yeah.
The hall.
Okay.
Not like a hallway.
Hallway. They didn't just name a hallway after him. You're probably right. Too. Yeah.
Like Carnegie Hall.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll give you that. So it'll still on the front be the Duke Ellington
Center.
School of the Arts
Okay. Yeah.
until we can figure out, maybe Duke Ellington said something controversial
Yeah. I'm surprised.
50 years
Yeah.
ago. They'll figure it out. They'll boot him. So, yeah, they're pissed at Chappelle for crudely comparing the genitals of trans women to plant-based meat alternatives.
great
which,
joke.
Which might have been the fucking best joke
Great joke.
I've ever heard.
True. Yeah.
I mean, it's not a real vagine.
Yeah.
Sorry, sir.
However
It's
you
not.
However you want to.
But to
tuck it
tie
back
that
in
in
there.
with Impossible Meat and Beyond Meat is fucking beyond brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what he does. But this got so many people upset,
How
So
about Chappelle go fuck yourself and you can't have my name. You can't use my name.
yeah,
You with me or you're not. Sorry.
because he's one of those guys that supports his town, his community,
Yeah.
and by
That's
and
not
large,
where, that's not where he's at now. This is where he grew up. It's his high school.
DC. Yeah.
Not in Ohio where he's at now.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
It's funny. He does have a smart ass comment,
Good
which
for
is
him.
great. The DC high school. So people threatened to hold a boycott. Couple students.
Yeah.
DC school is now backtracked and will stand by our decision to rename the theater after Chappelle. He also got controversy when he claimed that he was a TERF, trans exclusionary radical feminist, which I think I fall into that category too.
Yeah.
It's where the left is eating itself, where half the alphabet people get pissy with the other half of the alphabet people, like, go fuck yourself. We worked our ass off for these rights, and now you're acting like women
Stop
don't
riding
exist.
don't ride my coattails.
Yeah, get off my coattails.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. So, yeah, the backlash included students at Ellington, leading Chappelle to announce he would step aside from the renaming honor if his critics donated more to the school than his supporters.
Oh, okay.
How about that?
Yeah.
And then the DC high school then disinvited Chappelle from a charity event for the renaming, leading him to joke on stage, "They're canceling stuff I don't even want to do."
It's true.
Motherfucker, I'm
Absolutely.
doing you the favor, okay?
Exactly,
You're
right.
not doing me the favor.
Right.
I have to take an evening out of my fucking life to come over here for a bunch of assholes
Yeah.
to put my name on a plaque. No, thank you. Nobody wants to go to that event.
Right.
Most of all, Dave Chappelle. She's like, dude,
Make
you're
10
canceling
grand
shit.
anywhere I
don't even
go,
wanna
for walking in a room.
They make 200 grand for walking
Yeah.
into any room he goes into. They're canceling stuff I don't even want to do.
It's true. Fuck, it's true, man.
A statement on the school's website said, as a learning institution that champions inclusivity, diversity, equity, and belonging, just not diversity of thought or opinion.
No.
Right? Right? Just that one we don't care about. We care deeply about protecting the well-being and dignity of every member of our student body, faculty, and community, except those that disagree with whatever we think today.
Yeah.
Whatever our woke nonsense is today. However, the school appeared to reverse course on Sunday, saying instead it would stand behind our decision, despite the fundraising challenged by Chappelle. It said, while we appreciate Dave's impromptu and spirited fundraising initiative, we stand behind our decision to honor the wishes of our co-founder, the late Peggy Cooper Caffritz, to name the theater after Chappelle. That was her wish.
Way to go, Peggy.
Yeah. All donations will go to the arts program, and every donor, irrespective of their support or opposition to the theater naming, will receive an official thank you from our team. Chappelle recently returned to his alma mater, where he held an hour-long Q&A session with around 580 students. It was reported that he was heckled while addressing pupils, while one describing Chappelle as a bigot and another branding him childish. He reportedly told one student, "Newtons are killed every day," after the audience member yelled out that your comedy kills. And he's like, N-words are killed every day. Chappelle's spokesman, Carlos Sims, told
Comedy
Politico.
kills. It does kill.
Yeah.
Kills every room he walks into.
Exactly. They are complaining that he talked and said the N-word. If anything, Dave is putting the school on the map. Yeah. The school added, Chappelle cares deeply about Ellington and its students, and he made an unannounced visit before Thanksgiving break to meet with his Ellington family and to hear directly from the few students who have concerns about his recent comedy special. As an art institute, we educate our students on the importance of media literacy. You're failing there. And the art as a free, open form of expression to both reflect and challenge society. You're failing there too. School, sorry. During his visit, Chappelle also gave some students tickets to his untitled documentary and provided 600 meals for pupils and staff at Thanksgiving.
What an asshole.
Yeah. That's
Piece
what
of
you
shit,
learn
that guy.
time and time again, man. It's like, negate all that stuff that we could never do. You could do all the car washes and fucking, goddamn candy bar sales and
Right.
bake sales you wanted. Chappelle, with a snap of a finger, can literally change lives in your community.
Yep.
And you're willing to throw that all away for whatever woke nonsense that 3 students have. It's ridiculous.
No.
I think this is important, though.
Squeaky wheel gets the grease.
Yeah, it needs to stop getting the grease. You're not, I'll tell you this, trans activists, you're not helping your cause against the people that say you have mental health issues. That I can go on record and say.
Yeah,
You're not furthering the narrative that that's not true. When you flip your shit over, because that Beyond Meat and Impossible vagina joke is fucking hilarious.
True.
It's hilarious. One of the funniest comparisons I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Sorry it was at your expense.
Yeah.
It's kind of fucking hilarious. And I've said before, where this trans movement goes, I just want to fast forward 50 years and see these people in the old folks' home who still have to work that fucking vagina out.
Yeah.
You have to get the fucking biggest, blackest dildo you can every day and fucking jam it in there, because the truth is it's a wound that wants to heal. That thing wants to close up.
Yeah.
Because it's not natural.
Not supposed to be there.
So who's going to be in the fucking old folks' home with Nana?
Use
just
it or lose
driving,
it, as
just,
they say.
She's just sitting there in a wheelchair, just getting fucking
Keep her open.
churned like butter every day, just getting churned like butter. I didn't realize it was going to be like this when I was 23.
Oh, God. Can you imagine how dry that thing is, too? No natural lubricant. Oh, boy.
I think this is important, though. There's a couple of these, and I want to give them credit for this. There's a couple trans comedians who have backed up Chappelle. Flame Monroe. Can we stop with these names, too? This isn't
Flame
helping.
Monroe?
Flame Monroe.
Okay.
Can we just have a Jane Doe?
No.
I'd kill for a Jane Doe in the
Nope.
trans community. They all have to be Flame Monroes.
Yeah.
And huge tits.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Got to make sure everybody sees
just a
them.
lady. So anyway, she's a stand-up from Chicago. She told CNN that she absolutely does believe that you should be able to make jokes about trans folks. As a trans person and a comedian, we mostly crack jokes about who we are and how we identify. In my experience, and I'm only speaking for me, you can't ask for inclusive 24/7 and then conveniently want to be excluded because some truth is being told in a comedic fashion about your community. It made me scream out loud laughing, she said of Chappelle's act, because I'm a comedian, I'm a human, and I know who Dave Chappelle is and what Dave Chappelle is. He's a comic. She said that even if some of the remarks did make her gasp, when it's the truth and it's funny, it's just humor. It's laughter. We keep missing that. We have to be able to take as grown people and stop being so sensitive in this world. It's only a joke. Nobody lost their lives.
Way to go, Flame.
I think that the more Flame Monroes that are out there, the better.
True.
for this
Absolutely
community.
right.
Because, I've said it before, like, you've got my support, community.
Yeah.
I don't care what you do.
No.
I don't care.
Nope.
Leave me out of it. It's not my jam. But
Right.
do you, dog? I don't care. You wanna switch teams? What do I give a
Gives a
shit?
shit. Right.
I don't care. Do you work hard? Can you do the job?
Yeah.
Are you a nice person? Are you helpful in your community? Do you love your fucking family and friends?
Yeah.
Great. Welcome to the world.
Chappelle's line was, but at what level am I required to participate in?
Yeah. Yeah.
Fine, do you, but at what point, why do I have to?
Yeah, leave me out of it.
Yeah, do you, fine. I'm not attacking. I mean, I guess Chappelle, you could say is attacking him. So, but overall, fucking just everybody, just chill the fuck out. Do
Yeah.
you, man? Just
But
do
the
you.
more-
Stop worrying about what other people do. on
more-
all sides.
The more people come out like Flame, though, that go, okay, look, I'm part of this community too, and these
don't
people
speak
that-
for
you don't
all of
speak
us.
for all of us.
That's
We
exactly.
don't speak for you. You don't get to speak for all of us.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, Flame, keep going down that road, because that side that's hell bent on destroying everybody that even mentions a trans person and acts like it's killing people, those people are fucking destroying any chance you have of gaining momentum with people on your side from people like me. People like me, I'm never going to punch someone in the face. I'm never going to shout you down, but I'll give up and go, go fuck yourself. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it.
Flame's probably getting killed for those comments.
Probably.
in the community.
Probably.
Just getting destroyed.
But where I would, if you're just going to act like a normal fucking human being and a respectable member of society, I got your back.
Sure.
Absolutely. I have no problem with it. I've had trans people at our gigs. Trans people have shown up, and I've had great conversations with them. Of
course.
I know listeners that have trans children. I'm all in. I don't care.
Don't be an asshole.
Don't be an asshole. Be cool. You'll get along with everybody. You'll find that even the monsters that listen to this show, as we call them, lovingly, they've never been anything but great and inclusive and welcoming to those people.
Sure.
But if you're just going to fucking drive a stake into that and don't even mention blah, 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 people are just going to turn on you. They're just going to go fuck yourself.
Right.
So you're doing it to yourself, in my opinion.
Yeah, you want to kick the door in. Well,
Yeah.
it might come slamming back in your face.
Yeah. All right, T.
All right.
I think we're good. I know you got some shit to do.
I do have some stuff to do.
Yeah, I've
okay.
got some more stuff, but I did get one email from someone, and it was in reference to me talking about going to the doctor and all the questions they ask.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
From Melissa. It says, Mike, welcome back, sir. To your point. Thank you. She had the ding in there.
Oh, nice. Well done.
Yeah. The question one is asked at a doctor's appointment are, for the most part, bullshit, the questions. The repetition in which they are asked is also bullshit. There's a classic episode of Curb where Larry gets pissed at the nurse, asking why he is there and when he is just going to tell the doctor, and when he's just going to tell the doctor anyway. I feel that too.
Yeah.
Why am I going through this bullshit? Can we just skip all this, bring in the actual doctor, and I'll explain this? Because I'm going to have to re-explain it to her or him anyways.
Yep. Right.
So that being said, the only question you should always answer, at least at the hospital, are the only questions are how much alcohol do you drink, what do you drink, and how often you drink.
Okay.
If you are not honest, you will lose your shit. You will hallucinate. Your ears will ring. You'll want to crawl out of your skin. You'll feel like you're going to throw up. You will have a pounding headache. You won't know where you are. You will try to beat the shit out of your nurse. You will piss and shit yourself, and you will eventually seize. Alcohol detox is the only detox you can die from. Just be honest. I don't care how much you drink. It just lets me know how bad of a detox you're going to be and make you more comfortable. And by comfortable, I mean give you a shit ton of Ativan so you will sleep like a baby for 3 days.
Okay.
I've never had alcohol detox.
No.
I've drank plenty.
Yeah.
I've been in the hospital plenty.
Yeah.
I've never. I just went a year and a half without having a single drink.
Right. Yeah, it can go.
Never had anything.
No effects whatsoever.
No.
Really. I haven't.
No. I mean, you've gone days without drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went a year and a half without drinking. I never felt a blip. Like I was like, yeah, I had cocktails here. We're doing the show, whatever. I've never even felt rumblings of a detox.
Well, I
don't
think
know.
it's, yeah. I mean, we jest to a certain degree of what level we're drinking. I mean, there's been
Yeah.
days and times, but not, on the reg. It's
Yeah.
not like I just got a vodka IV in
But
the
you talk
morning
to-
just to get going. But
You talked to McCarty, though,
Yeah.
when he finally got off alcohol, and, that story is horrific about what he went through, like
Right.
waking up the next morning and being where he was.
Yep.
This serious alcohol withdrawal,
Yep.
detox. I've never had that, but I would tell them how much, to Melissa's
Yeah.
question.
it's more of a joke. I wouldn't even know how to quantify, to be honest. If I had to actually calculate, how many drinks a day do you have? Like,
Plenty.
Two? Too many?
She said, to answer Eric's questions, can't they just do blood work? Yes, but if your blood alcohol level is elevated, I can get ahead of the game. I prefer if you come in drunk. If you're already sober, you're already detoxing, and I'm already behind and won't be able to catch up. I will have to tie you to the bed and not in a kinky, sexy nurse type of way. Well,
Yeah. I mean,
sounds like she's maybe a
she's a gamer.
kinky, sexy nurse.
Okay. Well, then put a
We
mini
need to
bar
know-
in the fucking room.
We need
Let's
to know
go.
more about Melissa, is
Okay.
what I'm gathering from this.
Sure.
I mean, the fact that she says,
Do we even know it's a she? Are we assuming gender here?
yeah, Melissa, she said
Yeah, okay.
kinky, sexy nurse type. The
Yeah.
fact that she's even throwing that in as a
Okay.
comment on a show that you and I are hosting,
Fair enough. We got burned before. That's all I'm saying.
I got burned before by a woman's name, and I don't remember what the email was. But
Mackenzie.
Mackenzie. Yeah, it was bullshit. You can't be called Mackenzie. You go by Mac, sir.
Yeah.
And even if it was Mac, I just think it was a cute chick.
No, Mac. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you get to send a picture of him like on a mountaintop, like, ta-da,
Yeah, right.
it's me, full dude.
Fully nude.
No, full dude.
Oh, sorry.
Anyways, I'm so happy you were
Just
back.
to prove it.
Thank you to the Vanilla Gorilla for stepping up. Eric, can't wait to see what next year brings in your travels. Love you guys. Bye, Melissa. B-U-Y. Winky face.
I don't think I can do Vanilla Gorilla anymore. I think it's been TM'd.
Why?
So it's like a brand now.
Vanilla Gorilla?
Yeah. I think it might be.
You're the original Vanilla
I
Gorilla.
understand that,
Sue.
but I didn't take it. I mean, that's why I'm going by Honky Kong now.
Yeah, but you were both Honky Kong and the Vanilla Gorilla.
Well, I'm just saying. I don't know
Which
if I
do you
can do
prefer?
that. Well, Vanilla Gorilla's OG. That's
OG,
the real
yeah.
one. I do like the ring of Honky Kong. Though. It's pretty
Honky
good.
Kong still.
Does sound pretty good.
It's so fitting. It's
Yeah.
so fitting. All right, T, let's get out of here.
Let's do it.
Let's call it a day.
Sugar.
I'm sure we offended just enough people.
Perfect.
So,
That's the goal.
yeah. Isn't that always the goal?
I
See
think
who
so.
can offend.
Just get right on that cusp.
I think we might have kicked the line.
No,
Kicked
not
across
even
the
close
line.
today.
You don't think so with the trans shit?
I don't think so.
Maybe not. All right. What are we doing tomorrow? You want to do a show tomorrow?
Yeah,
Tomorrow's
fuck it.
Thursday. I think we can.
Yeah, I think we do. I
Jesus will
think it'll
here
be
too.
back. Yeah, let's do it tomorrow.
Okay.
We just got off our shift because of the oral surgery you had going on there.
Yeah. And I've got to do that. That could throw us a curveball
Yeah.
tomorrow if something goes
Okay.
awry, but
TBD, as they say.
TBD. And we'll expect some sexy, kinky nurse photos from Melissa in the meantime, right?
Get some. Mhm.
All right, everybody. Have a great rest of the day. Keep doing Amazon. Just go to DetroitCast.com, click the Amazon link, shop away. It doesn't cost you any more. And MyPillow, too. Slippers. I know people are buying up the slippers. They're great.
Yeah.
Just buy a size bigger than you normally would. With
Good
that
move.
said, have a great rest of the day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.